Well, good afternoon folks, and welcome to another scenery review. We are looking at Catania Fontanarossa airport on the east coast of the island of Sicily in the country of Italy. The ICAO code Lima India Charlie Charlie. This is version 2. It's a new version. The developer is a Borelli Msfs add-on. That's his how he's identified in SimMarket. This is an update to a previous version, and the good news is this update is free if you downloaded or if you had or purchased the previous version 1. It's quite a unique place. It's a very busy international airport, and as you can see, it sits literally a few miles from the city of Catania here, and in addition just a few miles south of Mount Etna. And this airport has special procedures when Etna erupts, and we'll go into those in a minute. So Catania Fontanarossa, Italy, Lima India Charlie Charlie. This is new version 2, as I've said. Developer is listed as Borelli Msfs add-on. The scenery download is 75 meg. It's not that huge, but it installs at 480 meg. Now prices. Currently available for euros 22.20, that's 22 euros and 20 cents, which equates to $24.61 US, or £18 and 40 pence UK. Again, these prices include VAT or tax, which will depend on the country you make the purchase from. As I said, this is a free upgrade if you purchased previously version 1 for Flight Sim 2020, and there is no serial key. It's a straightforward install into the community folder. It's available now from SimMarket as of today, which is the 3rd of March 2022. So as you can see, this is a stunning location. It's around about noon, midday local time here, and of course I've set clear scenery so you can have a good look and see what it looks like. We'll start with a bit of history for you. Vincenzo Bellini International Airport in Catania, Lima India Charlie Charlie, is southern Italy's third busiest airport for passenger traffic and second nationally. The airport has good road connections, but is sometimes restricted in its operations due to the presence of volcanic ash from nearby Mount Etna you can see there in the distance. The airport is 2.3 miles or 4.3 kilometers southwest of the city of Catania. Here's the city up here. Itself the second largest city on the island of Sicily. The airport's history dates back to 1924 when it was the region's first airport. It obviously went through a lot of wartime use as well. In the late 1940s it was clear that they're running out of room, and so in 1950 the newer, bigger airport opened for business. New terminal with 22 gates and 6 loading bridges was opened in 2007, and in 2013 Ryanair began operating flights into this airport. However, as of now, some 20 airlines operate directly into this airport. This, of course, was before COVID. Catania has very strict operating procedures, especially low visibility procedures or LVPs, due to the proximity of the nearby Mount Etna, which we've shown you a moment ago, which is located just to the north of the airport. Procedures are that when the runway visual range, or RVR, is less than 1200 meters, reduced visibility operations come into force. If the RVR is less than 400 meters, then all ground movements are suspended, and the visibility must be 550 meters or greater for takeoffs and landings to be permitted. I also wanted to show you here this little area just south of the runway, which is not on the Navigraph charts, which I think is a mixed army and emergency helicopter base. You've got civilian type helicopters there, and there's an army Chinook in the hangar down there to the right, and we will have a look at these momentarily. Runways. As you can see, the airport has a single runway 0826, which is 7,992 feet or 2,436 meters long, and is made of asphalt. On the charts, the runway is equipped with high intensity runway lighting system, the standard version, centerline lighting, runway end identifier lights, and precision approach path indicators, all at both ends of this runway. So 26 has them as well. Runway 08 is equipped with a standard ILS system and you also have RNAV and VOR approach options available too. Runway 26, which is the other end here, does not have an ILS, but it's equipped with for RNAV and VOR approaches too. So as you can see in the simulation, they're not quite as per the charts. They've actually equipped the runways, but both ends, with airfield intensity lighting system version 2 with the lead-in strobes. It's actually, sorry, ASLIV 1. It has the lead-in strobes. It's not version 2, it's version 1. Version 2 has the extra lighting lateral bars going across here. So that's a little bit of an upgrade from the charts, and to some extent, from as far as I'm concerned, doesn't matter. As I've said before in these things, every little thing helps to improve the scenery. So we have strobe lighting approach lights on the runway. There are your end identifier lights, centerline lights there you can see, and the PAPI, so everything else is correct. The only difference, as I say, between the two runways is that the 08, the runway we're looking at now, is equipped with a standard Cat 1 ILS, as well as RNAV and VOR approaches, whereas 260 at the other end has no ILS, it's the standard RNAV and VOR approaches. As you can see, it's 5:45 in the evening. I've just lowered the lighting a little bit so we can have a look at the runway centerline. The whole area looks quite nice. Not much lighting here, but there's a little bit here, but we will have a look at the night lighting later. So as I said, Catania Fontanarossa International Airport on the east coast of Sicily, Lima India Charlie Charlie. As you can see, a beautiful location and quite a very nice stunning airport with quite lots of work done on it, and we'll have a look at it. Mount Etna up there to the north, lots of motorways and bits and pieces nearby as well going on. So let's get down and dirty like we usually do and have a look at this airport close up. So as you can see, I just wanted to start by showing you here in the central area, the jetways do work, and they go over the aircraft quite nicely, no problem at all there. And here you can see the terminal quality, the quality of the buildings is really quite nice. Not an awful lot of weathering, but the building looks sharp and really quite nice. So as you can see inside, they have done some basic work inside. Not an awful lot, but it looks quite nice. But it is fairly basic. However, you can see there, I mean we're in the airside area by the way, here you can see the boards are really crisp. Information's there, the lettering was good, and it's also not the wrong way around like we've seen recently in some sceneries. And same with the departures board, again very clear. And a nice little mural there showing what's going on, very nice indeed. So just going up towards the roof there, you can see they've got a little bit of this internal work here. Maybe it's done this way so that it can be developed further, maybe a version 3, we'll see. And they're looking from the landside side towards the airside side, as you can see, very nice. So the terminal building itself looks perfectly okay, nothing really to write home about, but perfectly okay, no problem at all. As I say, the main terminal comes in sort of two parts. You've got this one here, and we'll have a look at this bit here. Just have a little run across the airside road here. As you can see, the roads look great, the stands look good, the markings are quite good. There's a little bit of weathering on the ramp, but everything looks pretty new. I mean, I have no problem with that. There are some people that think this needs to be a lot dirtier than it looks, and maybe they're right, but I'm really quite satisfied with it. Models look good, buildings are crisp and clear, all of the road markings are substantial and very nice. Very nicely structured building there with the Welcome to Catania sign. I really like these gates and things here, very nicely done. Road markings are really excellent and crisp. Vehicle models are good too. So we just continue our journey out eastwards towards the coast. As you can see, nice vehicle models in the car park. Building models are okay. Nothing hugely developed, but they do look fine. There's a private jet there. all in all, this looks very nice. They've done a nice job. The airport looks as good as any payware airport I've looked at. If we come out onto the taxiway here, again you can see the signage on the taxiway looks good. We'll have a look at how this looks at night later on, but everything looks good there. Fence line looks nice on the left, and again going out to 26 thresholds, as you can see, signage entering towards the runway and coming off it is excellent, just what you need. So I just want to quickly pan out over the coastline here, because this does look impressive. Some of this is default, some of it isn't, I'm pretty sure, but it does look nice. As you can see, it looks really beautiful. It's a lovely little place. Again, a fun place to get the helicopter out with and explore, or get your favourite boats. Coastline looks very nice. Hard to tell if it's default or if there's any work been done on it. And again, moving towards the north, we've got the city up there on the right hand side here across the beaches. It does look very pleasant. It's a lovely little area to be in. It's very pleasant. As I said, it's really hard to tell whether there's work been done here, or I can't believe this is all default. It looks too good. It looks better. Look at the roads. Here's an example of where the senior developer has gone that extra mile, and those roads look great. They look really good. I mean, there's a lot of work been done here off airport, which I'm really pleased with. Have to say, it's stunning. And there's your favourite swimming pool. Anyway, back to the airport proper. Here's the control tower. Let's go a little bit closer and have a look, see if there's anything inside. I think it has been done inside actually. And some lighting going on in there. So there we are, that's the inside of the control tower. Looks very nice. Not sure about this flickering lighting change. Maybe it's just a nice effect, or maybe it's something that hasn't quite worked out. But it looks nice. Okay, there's no glass effect, but you can see outside the view's quite good, and the development inside is nice. And there in the other direction you can see out to the airport. Very pleasant, done a nice job. So let's continue our journey westwards, this time across the airport. Here we've got the fire station on the right, and again looking at the models, they're of really good quality. Very nice indeed. Here's the fire station, looks quite nice, and again the models look really good. This is a Scorpion fire tender, same we used to have when I was at Heathrow, and two more models there. And just another view of the fire station. No internal development, but perfectly good nonetheless. So we continue our tour westwards along the airside ramp. As you can see, the road markings are fantastic, very impressive. My Italian's not great. That I think is our helicopter base there on the right. Again, a bit of weathering on that building, which is quite good. In fact, yeah, there's a helicopter. And up here is towards the military apron. Guardia, that's I believe police. A nice helicopter there. Again, ground markings are excellent. They're really crisp and clear. They look fantastic. The models are good. I mean, they're not ultimate, but they're perfectly acceptable and they look good. So here we are coming across the threshold towards runway 08. This is the ILS equipped runway for landing. Again, you can see there the fence line on the right, and that little perimeter road there's modelled really well. And if I were to go up higher and then look to the right, there you've got railway tracks and sidings, buildings in the beginning, and if we look to the right there you can see the highway, which has been nicely defined and nicely modelled into the default landscape. And that looks good, traffic going up and down it. I mean, it makes the airport live a little bit more. Now look in the other direction, here's the city. Now this, I can't find too much about it, but I believe it's called Media World. Media World Catania, and they've got apartments and various bits and pieces going on here. So this is this is to the west of the airport, and here you've got the city in the north and Mount Etna. So another overview there of the airport looking towards the east. It's very nice. So just a view of the main highway that excuse me, that goes to the north here of the airport, landside. I want to approach the airport from landside so we can have a look. Here you've got buildings. There's been a bit of development out here which makes this look so much better, particularly with the definition of the roads. Look really good. So here we are going in towards the airport from landside. Just going to follow this road in. Oh, it looks nice. It's not the greatest in the world. The shadows look a little bit off, but you know, they've worked on this and they've done it. And that's the impressive thing. So there you can see the control tower from landside. Looking west, you can see there's a lot of construction work going on, and this is true of the airport in the real world. And towards the east, we'll now go in towards the airport itself. So here's the upper level and the lower level down there. Modelling is really nice. The roads are there, no centre line painting on the roads unfortunately. There's the Terminal C. Just a quick scan over here. It looks really nice. Just adds a little bit of atmosphere to the airport. Those palm trees on the left look fantastic. Well, those palm trees look wonderful. Not a lot of shadow, but anyway, they look good. And there you can see a bit of fence line on the right. So here you can see some of the building work there going on the right. You've got building machines, vehicles. Okay, a little few anomalies here. Buildings that are encroaching into the road and trees in the road there. These are anomalies that I'm sure can be solved at some point. But as we get closer to the terminal structure landside here, okay, got a little bit of scenery popping there with the vehicles, but it doesn't look bad at all. It looks very, very pleasant. The signage is nice, it's crisp and clear, taxi signs there. Some lovely buses. I assume the road stops there and doesn't go through the terminal. Here you've got the upper road, which is nice. The only thing that's missing is the road signage itself. It's missing the line painting on the road here. Some nice signs here, again, that are crisp and clear and very readable. And here you've got signage on the road right next to the building. And there you can see through the windows into the terminal, which is quite nice. Very pleasant. Whole building looks very pleasant. And all of these signs are all crisp and clear and readable. It's one of the things I like about this scenery. As you can see, my Italian's rubbish, but they're all there and they're all readable. So looking west across the car park, that looks fine. Excellent. And they're looking east across the landside area. Again, you've got these lovely pine trees. It's a nice job, very nice. And as you can see from this view, there's quite a bit of work been done on the landside part of the airport here, with the car parks, little signs. The whole thing looks very, very nice indeed, very impressive. There's a VOR station below us. I just want to take you south of the field here to have a look at this area, which I think is sort of part military, part emergency area. Helicopter bases there. So a little run across this area to have a look at this. First and second helicopter base. It's definitely military, as you can see. I'm just looking at the Chinook there. Nice model. And looking nicely inside the hangar. It's a nice model of the helicopter there, very, very detailed. Looks very nice. So a control tower there on the southern side. At the military side there's a military truck. There's a little bit of weathering on that building there. And again, as you can see, we've got a little bit of development inside this control tower here. Nice little fire station on this side too. Right, so we're looking north again to the central area in the terminal, the airport proper. Let's turn the lighting down and have a look and see what it looks like in the dusk. Right, it's 5 to 6 in the evening local time, and literally it's 17:55. Literally at 17:50, 5 minutes ago, it got quite low and there was no lighting at all. So the lighting comes on at a fairly critical point. But just looking at the airport, here's an overview. You can see the central area has lighting. There's various bits of lighting along there. There's a little bit of lighting on the military side, but not much at all really. But the surrounding ambient lighting at dusk looks really good. A quick run out towards the beach. As you can see, we pass over the end of 26 and the lighting looks good there. A little bit of beach lighting. And there's the strobes going into the airport. So just coming a little closer here, you can see the runway boundary lighting, the blue boundary lights. You've got green centerline taxi lights, which is fine. Stop bars here are partially lit. We'll have a close look in a minute. And here you can see runway lighting is perfectly acceptable. It's just what you need. So here we are looking at the threshold of runway 26, the lead-in approach. As you can see, lighting's good, signs are good, they're well lit. The actual approach here to the light on this side doesn't look terribly good. We'll see what it's in the full darkness in a bit. But strange enough, if you go south of the runway, all of a sudden this starts to appear. Just a little anomaly, I should think. So let's start with the central area. As you can see, the lighting is more than acceptable as well. The whole place is well lit. Control tower looks good. Let's have a close-up look. So you've got this flashing here, not really quite sure how it's supposed to be. Looks a bit ineffective, but you know, the inside of the control tower is developed and you can see it in the darkness, which is lovely. It's very nice. You've got some lighting directly below, and as you can see there, the light poles themselves are actually producing light, which is good. So let's just have a quick run across the airside ramp here to look at this lighting. Again, the light poles are adequate and they're switched on and they're showing the appropriate lighting. The terminal building looks lovely. And of course the roads are all sharp. A little bit devoid of traffic. I'd like to see one or two more maybe buses going up and down the airside roads here. But it looks nice. So you've got a bus park there. It's not animated unfortunately. But more than enough light here, and as you can see from looking towards the right there, you've got your blue edge lights and green centerline taxi lights. The runway's unmistakable from here, so no problem here getting around in the dark or the low light. And here you can see the stands, light stanchions again. All very pleasant, nicely lit. We just have a look landside. Here you can see there's adequate lighting here. Very nice. We go landside of the terminal again. Very nice subtle lighting that's very nicely done. It's very pleasant indeed. Even the signs are lit there. All looks really good. I just wanted to see if those two signs had things on them, and actually they do. That looks great. Just carry on landside. As you can see, the buildings, the ground signage, everything looks very pleasant indeed. Looks lovely. Very happy with it. Unfortunately, you still have all of these little globes. This is an Asobo thing. They're in every scenery I've ever looked at. They look, as I said, they look better when you get further away from them. Looking at the military area there, you can see they've got more than adequate lighting. And as we track over here, you can see the centerline taxiway lighting does indeed extend to the military area. Nicely lit, and you can see the highway there too with the cars going down, so that looks pleasant. And looking southbound there, you can see the highway continues along there. Very pleasant. So the only thing, that anomaly that appears to be with that control tower lighting, it could be, but looking at the colours, it could be an Asobo thing. They haven't managed to obscure or remove the Asobo default white and green flashing airport light. It's sat right on top of the control tower, and it actually spoils the effect inside the tower, which is a pity. But that's really, again, it's a nitpick. So let's reduce the lighting to darkness. Full darkness, night time, see what happens. Okay, 10 o'clock in the evening, local time. Here we are, it's the dead of night. And even from this high angle, you can see the lighting's excellent. Taxiway, blue borderline lights, the runway, all of which can be seen really nicely. And there, looking eastbound, you've got the city up towards the left. We're looking towards the coast there now, and the airport to the right. Looks very pleasant. So as you can see, there's the ramp, more than enough lighting, looks very pleasant in the darkness, it looks quite real. Probably the only thing I can think of really is, as I say, they need to find a way to sort of exclude or sort out this red and white airfield light that Asobo clearly have got working there that's spoiling their control tower. So just moving out across the taxiways here, there you go, you can see the green centerline lighting and the blue airfield edge lightings. Other than that, it's going to be okay, I should think, taxiing off the runway. Runway centerline and the runway edge is there, it's easily identifiable. We move up the runway here. We move up the runway here to one of the turn-off points. There you can see we start to see the green exit centerline taxiway lights, which will enable you to find your way off. Obviously the aircraft will have its nose gear lights on, so you'll be able to see the runway quite easily. Just a couple of quick shots looking at the buildings. Lighting looks lovely, no complaints at all. There you can see a couple of the signs. Again, no complaints at all. Very nice, subtle lighting done over here. These are all lit, as you can see. Looks very pleasant. And just looking towards the northeast, there's the private jet down there on the ramp. Everything looks well lit and very subtle. Nice atmosphere looking at this airport. And looking northwest, everything looks great. Just that little anomaly with the control tower. Even at this height, you can see the ground markings look really crisp. Whole thing looks lovely. And looking southwest rather, there's limited lighting on the on the military apron there to the south where the helicopters are. Here's the VOR station, and as you can see the runway, everything's more than adequate, and you've got the strobes going in on both ends of the runway depending on whatever end you decide to make a landing on. Well, there you go, just after 7 AM looking towards Mount Etna. All the lights have pretty much gone out, but a lovely area. So my thoughts, just quickly to wrap this review up. I didn't have version 1, so I actually paid the full price for this, and yes, I bought it, I wasn't giving it for review. It's very pleasant. It's a bit basic in parts, it's not as well developed and as well weathered as some of the developers. Some of the buildings are literally brand new, hardly any weathering at all. There's a little bit of development inside, but again, they've attempted to do it, which is more than some developers have. The ground markings are excellent. They're crisp and clear. You won't have won't have any problems finding your way around this airport, I should think. Buildings look good. The ground clutter looks great. Vehicles are crisp and sharp. Helicopters are a nice touch on the south side, considering that the south side there isn't even shown on the on the Jefferson charts, so it's nice to have that put in. The highways and the local area close to the airport, there has been some development which makes it look nice and adds to the whole atmosphere and look and feel of the place. So I like it. Is it worth €22? Just about. But for this kind of airport, where it is, you know, it's a lovely little airport, and it's probably maybe just about worth the price. And certainly, obviously, if you've had version 1, and this is a free upgrade, no additional price. I mean, that's a bargain. That's a really good thing for a developer to do, and kudos to the guy for the people for doing that. I think that's great. It's a lovely area right by the coast. Sicily's a great place to go in the summer. And yeah, and there's a lot to explore here. It'd be worth taking a helicopter up and looking over the city and having a look at the outskirts to see just how far this has been developed, because there is work done outside the airport, make no mistake about it. I like it very much, very pleased with it, and it's great. So, Catania Fontanarossa International Airport in Sicily, on the east coast of Sicily, Lima India Charlie Charlie. This is the new version 2 that supersedes version 1. If you had version 1, this is a free upgrade. If you're buying it full for the first time, it's €22.20, which equates to $24.61 US, or £18.40 UK. Just about worth the price, I think, but the detail on the airport was really nice, and the fact that they've gone outside the airport and done some work out there too, I think enhances this and probably does justify the price. Again, a free upgrade if you had version 1, no registration key, it installs straight into your community folder, available now from Sim Market, and I like it a lot. So thank you very much for watching this review. I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope you found something interesting about it. This is Lee, Virtual Airline Pilot, finishing up another review of yet another Italian airport. It's a great location. It's certainly worth going to be flying in here in the summer. And yeah, join me in the next video next week. Look out for Hong Kong week, where we'll be looking at Hong Kong Kai Tak Airport, Chek Lap Kok, the freeware Oceanside that's been done by one of the guys on flightsim.to, and the I think it's the Samsung City Times Hong Kong that's been done. I'll be looking at all of that installed, and that should be fun for you all. So thanks again, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.